We all have that one video game series in our lives that we're absolutely obsessed with. We'll always go to bat for, defend it with every inch of our lives, have loved it for years, yet no one else in the world knows what that game is, and if they've heard of it before, they absolutely hate it and will never give the flowers or credit that it absolutely highly deserves. The DOA series is hands down my favorite fighting game series. I think it's highly underappreciated, highly underrated. I will never forget the day when my dad bought me a copy of Dead or Alive 3, which was an Xbox exclusive. Oh my gosh, I was absolutely obsessed and captivated by the beautiful anime art style, the graphics that seemed so ahead of its time, the powerful, strong cast of characters, specifically the females that kick high, and the very interesting, mysterious lore of the story and setting of the DOA series. Mind you, I just feel like the gameplay of DOA is so solid and so good. Not only do you have to get to know the character that you play, girl, you have to really get to know the characters of the entire cast, so you'll be able to fight them and counter them and whatnot with the triangle system. Highly underrated, highly underappreciated series. And of course, you know, my favorite characters are always the girlies. And if you're familiar with me, girl, this is a channel dedicated to the girlies, the gays, the theys, and the allies that love video games. It's a safe space, okay? We bring a lot of feminine energy here, okay? If you're okay with that, then stick around. Give me a like, comment, subscribe. I love you if you do. It's the best way to support your favorite characters. I meant to say creators. It's the best way to support your favorite character/creator for free. I also realize I'm taking a bit of a risk making this video and taking the time to edit it as well, because there's only like 2 or 3 DOA fans in the universe, including myself, so, you know, whatever. If no one watches it, it's totally fine. That being said, today we're gonna rank the girlies of DOA. Us! Girlies, welcome back to another ranking video. Today we're ranking the girlies of Dead or Alive. Honestly, let's be real, these are all my sisters. Well, some more than others. There's no bad girly. And we have some guest girlies to rank as well. So I think we're gonna like get rid of the D, put the guest girlies. I can't in good faith rank the guest girlies along with the DOA girlies. No, this is for the girlies. They have their own ranking. So we have our guest girlies replacing D. We have C, us. B, face your fate. A, this is real Mugen tension. And S, perfect. And with this particular ranking, we're gonna go from worst to best to find out who is DOA's next top model. I think it will work for this type of video, personally. But we have to start off first with the guest girlies. Let's just get them out of the way, okay? Starting first with Naotara. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Is it bad that I kind of forgot about her? She's super cute. I like her. I don't remember her. She was in DOA 5. She was like the last DLC character, if I'm not mistaken. Honestly, I don't know if I actually bought her. I might have like not cared about her. I'm sorry, girl. I have to put you there. But shout out to the game you're from. You're cool. I like you. I have nothing to add, sadly. Next from DOA 4 is Spartan458, aka Nicole. This is pretty cool. To have DOA like have a guest character from Halo. Granted, this is kind of like a Spartan if it was in DOA. It's not necessarily Master Chief. They even had a Halo stage in DOA 4. This was a huge collab. This was a pretty huge collab. Like, what a time to be a Microsoft girly. I remember when I was an Xbox girly. I also, correct me if I'm wrong, I always heard that some of her moveset actually was given to Rachel too. More on her in a minute. But we're gonna put her next in as the next guest girly. I mean, Halo and DOA seem to be best buds because we got this guest character, but also in Halo, if I'm not mistaken, you had the chance to get like a Ryu Hayabusa helmet or something for your character. So that they just were besties. Something about DOA and Halo. Oh, so early 2000s. Next from DOA 5, I'm gonna put them together right off the bat. The guest characters from Virtua Fighter, Pai-chan and Sarah Bryant. This was a really iconic crossover to really implement the characters from Virtua Fighter, who I'm pretty sure Virtua Fighter inspired DOA, so that's pretty huge, honestly. The only downside, as beautiful as they looked, appeared and transitioned into the world of DOA 5, which was a completely new art style, which I haven't yet to mention, from the typical anime look that we were used to. I didn't like their voices. I wish they were able to redub their voices or something because they got their old voices from Virtua Fighter 5, which is just really old. Whoever used the Virtua Fighter characters, oh, you were good. You were really good. You knew what you were doing, girl. I also love that Sarah appeared in the story. Sarah appeared in the story. Pi didn't. She is an unlockable character. DOA 6, we got Kula Diamond, some King of Fighter representation. More on that in a minute. But Kula appeared in DOA 6, and I think she looks amazing. We also don't have an Ice Fighter in DOA, so I think she was a welcome addition. She was great. She's so cute with a bang. We love a bang, obviously. Blue hair. Red eyes. I think Kula Diamond might very well be one of my favorite King of Fighters characters, if you were to ask me. She was really fun to play as, skating around. I think it's really just cool to always see how a 2D fighter character transitions into like a 3D fighter. And then finally, saving the best for last with the guest characters, in my honest opinion, Mai from King of Fighters, who appeared first in DOA 5 and then reappeared in DOA 6 DLC, is the best guest girly in DOA. Street Fighter 6, I love you, Street Fighter, forever and always, but DOA did it first. They got their hands on Mai first for their crossover. You did it second. They did it twice, mind you, okay? And honestly, in any crossover, I think Mai looks the best in DOA. Am I crazy? I think she's also really fun to play as. She throws her fan, and again, I love seeing a 2D character transition into a 3D fighter. It doesn't happen often. Disclaimer, I'm not going to put Momiji or Rachel into the guest characters because I personally don't see them as guest characters. I guess you can argue, yes, they're from Ninja Gaiden, but also Ninja Gaiden takes place within the DOA universe. They're more DOA girlies. So we are finally moving on. Starting things off with Phase 4 from DOA 5, first introduced. She's kind of like a Kasumi clone, but darker and edgier. And she kind of, now that I think of it, she's not so much of an individual, but more so a character that represents like a horde of Kasumi clones. They're clones that don't have free will, but they have their own consciousness. That's why you see her crying at the end of DOA 5, because she knows what she's doing is bad, but she has no control over it. So it's really sad, very sad, sympathetic, tragic character. No more clones in DOA. Can we like move past clones if we were to ever get a DOA 7, please? Next character from DOA 5, Honoka. Guys, I'm not a fan of Honoka. I really am not. She's cute. She's got big boobies. But I feel like she's a very lazy character. And you know I love a trope. I love anime. I love the fan service. But all the other girlies on this list honestly have fan service, but they have personalities. And I don't think Honoka necessarily does, or at least has a strong personality. I'm Honoka, and I take other people's moves. I feel like her story just seems very lazily crafted. Okay, so her fighting style is everyone else's moves melded into one fighting style, reused assets. And then she is another daughter of Raido, which makes her a sibling of Ayane. Do we need more sisters in DOA? Why is everyone related to each other? We have Helena and Kokoro. We have Kasumi, Ayane, and now Ayane and Honoka are enough. Stop making these characters related to one another. I've too many sisters. We've reached the max capacity of sisters within DOA. She's also super popular in Japan. Good for her. But I also just think her popularity is also overshadowing some of the more iconic and better characters, in my opinion, of DOA. So I'm just not a fan of her. She also played a huge role in DOA 6. And oh my gosh, the DOA 6 story. I did not like the story of DOA 6, y'all. But we're gonna move on. Enough hate. Spread love, not hate. Alpha 152. So Alpha 152 actually was the original Kasumi clone that attacked Kasumi in DOA 2. For anyone who isn't aware, she eventually became, through experimentation, Alpha 152, one of the hardest boss fights in perhaps fighting game history. You remember Nerd Raging in DOA 4 battling Alpha 152? Insane time to be alive. Did so much damage in like one hit. Those combos, super cheap, but honestly, more power to her. She ate. She also reappeared in DOA 5 as a playable character for once, because she wasn't playable in DOA 4, surprisingly. But Kasumi was also finally able to vanquish her once and for all, which is pretty iconic in DOA 5. Next, in DOA 6, first appearing in Venus Vacation, Dead or Alive Extreme series, Tamaki, who does Aikido. And she's a fashion designer. I'm ranking her low, not because I don't like her, but she's just a newer character. I'm honestly not familiar with the new characters from Venus Vacation. The only girlies on this list are the DOA girlies that are actually playable. But she's the only one new character from Venus Vacation that was introduced. And she's basically representing that game and you know, this, you know, cross promoting it, you know, play DOA 6, but also play that game. I've never played it. She's very cute and elegant. She has like this teal hair. That's a hair color we don't have in DOA yet. It's like a little red streak. I really like her fashion. I like that she has passion for fashion. That's really, you know, I love that. She's just a newer character who I don't really know much about. Implementing her into DOA 6, I believe she designed some outfits for Helena or something like that. Other than that, she doesn't have much of a story in the DOA series, but at least she's canonized. But we have to move on to B, Face Your Fate. The girlies are getting better, but we're first starting off with DOA 6, Nico. Again, you know, I just can't in good faith rank the newer characters high because they're just so new and I'm still not used to them because of how new they are. Maybe they leave a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth because of how just polarizing and questionable DOA 6 was. Like, we're missing out on so much content. You know, the story wasn't that great. I still have so many questions after beating the story and why the game just, God, the budget was showing. The budget was showing, but Nico, I like that she's a scientist. Okay, is that Velma? Anime-fied Velma with the glasses. I love a character with glasses. None of the girlies had glasses except for her. So new look, new archetype. Okay, light blue hair. That's a higher type we didn't have yet. She's a smaller character. She fights very interesting with like electricity, zapping girlies. She teleports. I just can't rank her higher, but I will respect the fact that she is more of an antagonist. We need more antagonists in DOA. But yeah, I want to know more about her, girl, because she's so young and innocent looking, but she's has a hidden agenda. She's dark. She's dark-sided. Okay, why are you so evil, girl? Who hurt you? Moving on to DOA 5, introducing first Neo Tengu, the female. Tengu. I really like her. She's a fun character. Little goofy, little silly, but she's very seductive. She's licking her lips. You know, a girly that licks her lips. Oh, you know, I'm gonna like that character. Okay. Bayonetta, is that you? As a Tengu? There's also something so like Morgan coded about her from Darkstalkers. It's like she's the Morgan of DOA. She's fun. There's not much to her. She kind of like she's very flirty. She's fun. She's not so much of a serious character. She replaced Tengu. I'm sure some people weren't that crazy about Tengu being replaced by a female character, but also like this is a female-led game. Girl, get used to it. Women's stories matter. They just matter. Next, representing DOA 5, I'm going to put in B, Mila. First appearing in DOA 5. What I like about this character is, though, she's a little bland, but however, I just like the fact that she really represented the new era and comeback of DOA 5, which was just so exciting. MMA, this is when MMA was like huge. I mean, MMA is still huge, but like, I feel like DOA 5 came in when like Ronda Rousey was like killing it, you know? So we needed a female MMA character and she's fun. She's kind of crazy to fight against. When she tops you and like starts hitting you, I'm like, girl, get off me. How do I counter this? But yeah, a good beginner character, I feel. Red hair. Doesn't she work at like a diner or something? I will always appreciate her for representing like DOA's comeback. She was the new character representing DOA's comeback. And especially like the newer fans that never played DOA, but DOA 5 might have been their first game. I feel like she was representing them. You know, I appreciate that. And who didn't idolize wrestlers growing up? She idolizes Bass. That's very endearing. And Tina, became friends with Tina. Like, girl, relatable. We all have a wrestler. Mine was Trish Stratus that we idolized. Our next girly in B, I'm going to put Rachel. Rachel, again, people can argue that she's like a guest character, first appearing in Ninja Gaiden. But again, in the same universe as DOA, Ninja Gaiden, and DOA. So she's DOA. She's a DOA girly, okay? I'm sorry. Cry about it. I also almost became a Rachel main because she's really fun to play as. She's kind of an easier character to pick up. I do think, like I said, she picked up some of the Spartans moves from DOA 4. However, she doesn't really have a story like in DOA. her and Momiji kind of share that trait, sadly. Now we're moving on to A. This is real Mugen Tenchin. So first up, it's going to be another Ninja Gaiden girly. Momiji. Okay, so you're wondering, oh, why would you put Momiji above Rachel? Here's my reasoning. Because Momiji appeared in Dead or Alive Extreme 3. So like if this doesn't solidify them as DOA girlies, girl, I don't know what will. Okay, that's my argument. Also, she's really fun to play as with her own original fighting style. She's just a sweet shrine maiden character. I really appreciate her a lot. And I would really like to see her, along with Rachel, get more of a bigger storyline. Like I would really be interested in seeing what their storyline would be and in like the story of a DOA game. Next, I'm gonna put Kokoro. I love Kokoro. I really do. I love saying her name, Kokoro. Especially like when I'm trying to be Helena with a French accent. Kokoro. She just has lots of potential because she's half sisters with Helena. Girl, she could play a bigger role than she usually does. They also kind of made her into an airhead in DOA 5. Like she had really like weird, awkward airhead moments. And trust me, I'm an airhead, so I'm one to talk. But anyways, as a fellow airhead, I can call it out. But they kind of dropped that in DOA 6. She came a little bit serious and would confront Helena, but Helena wouldn't give Kokoro the answers she needed. Her mother also has ties to the plot as well, so that could be another thing. Like Kokoro has so much potential. She also has a great fighting style, Baji Quan, which I believe, I don't know if I butchered that pronunciation, I apologize, but that's literally the same fighting style as Akira from Virtua Fighter, who she has a little rivalry with in DOA 5, which was cute to see. So I loved it that they got to have like a moment together in the actual story. Next in A, we're gonna put Marie Rose, a newer character that I actually really, really like. She first appeared in DOA 5. She's become extremely popular along with Honoka. I think she's a little bit popular. She's becoming slowly but surely one of the most popular characters in DOA. She's literally in DOA Extreme 3. The pigtails, Lolita. She has a fun fighting style. Very mysterious character when she was first introduced in DOA 5. She's really fun to play as. I like her. I like her so much more than Honoka. You would probably think, oh, why do you like her and not Honoka? Because she actually has a personality. Okay, a really interesting, unique fighting style, mind you, and she works for Lady Helena. She has a little cute, innocent, like, disposition, but I also feel like there's like a little fun, devilish side of Marie Rose that's a little hinted at throughout, you know, DOA 5 and 6. Anyway, next in A, that is going to be Christy, the Deadly Viper Assassin. Oh my god, Christy's fighting style, I always try to imitate her moves growing up. Christy's not even one of my favorite characters. She's a baddie. She's kind of evil. I mean, she unalived Helena's mom for crying out loud, took her out. Like similar to Nico, I appreciate a more like eviler character. We all need an antagonist, and Christy really plays that part well. Her fighting style, her look, white hair. Are you kidding me? I would love to know more about Christy and like her backstory. Like, why are you so evil, girly? Similar to Nico, but Christy's better. Christy's so much better than Nico, let's be real. The fighting style alone deserves a high placement. The only thing is that she had like this really awkward moment in DOA 5 with Helena. Like, girl, you took out her mother and then I don't know why. It was probably more so Helena's fault. Why was Helena so calm about seeing Christy in DOA 5 playing pool? But yeah, like, I don't know. There's a weird dynamic between those two post DOA 4. She confronted and defeated Christy in DOA 4, but then they had this weird, awkward interaction in DOA 5. So I'm like, what is going on here? And last but not least in A, I'm putting the Tai Chi genius, Lei Feng. I love Lei Feng. She's one of my favorites. I would have put her in S. What's preventing me from putting this icon in S is that the story of Lei Feng. Like, obviously, her role in DOA was to defeat John Lee, the man who saved her. She wanted to prove herself, become stronger. Yes. And I believe she ended up defeating him eventually. However, like in DOA 5, after defeating him, like, she kind of just has been relegated to just being Hitomi's bestie, which, like, obviously, who doesn't want to be Hitomi's bestie? It's like they don't really know what they're doing with Lei Feng. I want to see a reinvention to her story. Like, I feel like what's great about the DOA cast is that the characters are so consistent, but I feel like their stories need to revamp some of the characters' stories and take some minor risks. Change it up. You got to change the character story and motivation every once in a while. They really need to do that with her. And she has such iconic looks. I'm obsessed with her Chinese dresses and the different colors that they come in. Like, she's great. And Tai Chi, hello. She's a waterbender. Waterbending is based off of Tai Chi. I love that. When I heard that, I was like, oh my god, it's Lei Feng. And finally, we have our S category perfect. Tina Armstrong, our first girly in S, our pro wrestling goddess. I mean, hello, diva fan here. Of course, I gotta put her in S. Hello, representing the divas. She's a country girl. She got that accent. Howdy, y'all. This is Sandy Cheeks for crying out loud. I mean, come on. All-American diva. She's also really fun to play as. I used to be really good with Tina. in DOA 5. She was definitely one of my mains. But what I love about Tina, she kind of has like this reoccurring gag. Like, she has a new goal by the end of the DOA tournament. Like, she wants to be a model. She wants to be a movie star. She's going to become a rock star. She's going to run for president. What? This, that, the third. Like, what is she going to do next? So I just appreciate that. But on top of that, she's always has like this, rivalry with her father Bass. So that's another like aspect of her story. So it's not just one silly reoccurring gag. She has to overcome her father and his expectations of her. Relatable. And I really enjoy her taking Mila in DOA 5 under her wing. That was really cute. It's like the mentor and the student. I love that. That was so sweet. Tina's a great character. Next, though, we have to put Lisa Hamilton, aka La Mariposa. I love this character so much. The duality of her, okay? She comes in Lisa or La Mariposa. Which one do you want? The masked luchadora or the scientist with the hidden agenda? Like, there is like a duality between her, and I love that she is like this masked wrestler because there's so much hidden between her. She has a hidden agenda in DOA 5 and a darker side to her. She has a darker past, with Doatech. I keep pronouncing Doatech wrong. Doatech being a scientist with Project Epsilon. But I also think like she has kind of had in DOA 6 at least a little bit of a redemption arc. She's a great character. I would say she's a great character because she's not all bad. There is some good to her. And I felt like we saw a little bit of a redemption arc with her, kind of righting her wrong. She was trying to do good in DOA 6 is what I'm trying to say. But I just love her. I think there's so much to this character. Has unique animations and victory quotes depending on whether she's wearing a mask or not. Fun outfits. Another diva fan girly. Very fun to play as, even though half the time I don't know what I'm doing. You just kind of have to wing it. I love Lisa. I'm a Lisa apologist. And she first appeared in Dead or Alive Extreme, mind you. So she did it first. She appeared in Dead or Alive Extreme game and then DOA 4. That was her first appearance. Next is Ayane. First appearing in DOA, was it? I forget if she appeared first in DOA 1 or 2. Anyway, icon. Ninja Gaiden alone. The fact that she said, oh, you think Kasumi is going to be in Ninja Gaiden first? No, it's me, girl. Playing a role in Ninja Gaiden already makes you icon status. Over the years, I was never really a big fan of Ayane because she was always mean to Kasumi, but I've really become like more sympathetic and appreciative of her character considering like growing up and maturing and realizing like she's been through a lot, kind of not being exiled by her village, but looked down upon, ostracized for being a child of something really bad, if you know, you know. Really, really sad. And, growing up and seeing her sister be treated like a princess and idolized. But I actually really appreciate her character too, because she's not an evil character by any means. She is a good character. She's a good guy, but she also, a little bit moody. She's a little bit mean. She has some edge to her that actually makes her really interesting. A good guy, but not always the nicest character. And I'm actually really happy that after all these years, her and Kasumi have kind of like reconciled despite everything, even though she was sent out to eliminate her sister. But yeah, I'm happy they're in a better place, the two, after all of their sibling rivalry. Next, though, we have to put Lady Helena. First appearing in DOA 2. You already knew she was going to be in Perfect. Perfect. Hello. You know how like the Mishimas in Tekken are like the focal point in the main story? It's the ninjas that are constantly the focal point in DOA. But I love that Helena plays such a huge role. Obviously, being the head of Doatech, her father, she inherited it from him. And she's French, and her fighting style and the way she plays. Oh, magnifique. Oh, chef's kiss. Oh, she's my main. She's literally my main. Okay, I have a couple mains, but she is like my number one main in DOA, hands down. I love that she plays such a vital role She's an interesting character. She's been through a lot. You remember when she almost like sacrificed herself in DOA 4? I love this French goddess and her big old iconic bow to boot. She's always bringing the fashion. The look queen, the fighting queen, face card never declines. Those big giant bangs. She's one of the characters that really transitioned so well from the original art style into the more realistic approach art style that now is, you know, DOA 5, DOA 6. Beautiful, gorgeous Helena. Love her. Will forever be like my main. Next in perfect is, come on, Kasumi. The leading lady of DOA, the face of DOA after all these years. She's the Chun-Li of DOA. Like, come on. She's been through a lot. It takes a lot for a character who has had such a good upbringing to throw it all away in order to avenge her brother after him getting completely annihilated by Raido in the attack on the village. She threw it all away because she wanted revenge. Girl, that is a true sister, okay? Amazing leading lady. I love that she's a woman of few words. She has a job to do. She's on the run. She's being exiled. But again, I appreciate, like, after all the sibling rivalry with her and Ayane, there's no ill will. She just really cares about her brother Hayate. Also, I will die on this hill. Dead Fantasy inspired Kasumi nowadays. Because you see Kasumi be teleporting way more often in battle. Because originally, Kasumi barely teleported in game. Like, she had, like, one hold where she would teleport against someone's strike. But no. The devs saw Dead Fantasy. I'm pretty sure they saw it, and they wanted to incorporate more teleporting into her moveset. But let's be real. The true diva, DOA's next top girly, hands down, it's Hitomi. Come on, it's Hitomi. It's Hitomi. It's always been her. It's never been anyone. It's Hitomi. She really just represents like the golden age of DOA, coming in first with her karate in DOA 3. She kind of became like, I don't want to say she became a cover girl, but she became a super popular character, lots of representation, just wanted to fight and get better, and just a good spirited character who was really fun to play as, a really good beginner character. The bang, hello. I think you could probably tell that she was going to be the number one girly by my outfit, my Hitomi inspired look. The jacket's correct, though the hair is giving very cooking mama. Because of Hitomi, so many of us nowadays rock the double denim, the Canadian tuxedos. Let's be real, like, we do it because of her. I love Hitomi. She deserves the world. She is such a great character, inside and out. She deserves to win one of the tournaments. She was this close to winning the tournament in DOA 5, but John Lee beat her. That was homophobic. She should have won. John Lee. And then John Lee won DOA 6. Like, he won twice in a row. Horrible writing. Should have been Hitomi. It's Hitomi. She also has ties to Hayate, who became Ain when he had amnesia. So she took him into her father's dojo. Also, Hitomi's just like, oh, there's so much depth to her. She's also mixed. She is half German, half Japanese. There's just this quality and essence about Hitomi to me that represents like old DOA but also new DOA, because she literally was introduced and became such a popular character in DOA 3. Like, she was so popular she appeared in the DOA 2 Ultimate, which is arguably one of the best DOA games ever. She's great. I love her. I would also just love to see her play a larger role in the actual story of DOA if we were to ever get a DOA 7. But yeah, she's the best. No one's topping her. I'm sorry. Girlies, gays, theys, and allies alike, thank you so much for watching today's video. It means a lot if you actually stuck around watching this entire thing from start to finish. That means you have somewhat of a like for me, or you just love DOA, and that's what's important. You love DOA. That's why we're here. That's why I make videos, because I want to relate to and find and make content for the people that love the games that we grew up on and want to see more. We want to see these games come back. We want the renaissance of DOA. Kasumi, Hitomi, Helena, Lisa, Tina, Leifeng. We're in this together, fam, okay? So thank you so much. Again, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know your favorite girlies. Do you agree with this list? Do you not agree with this? Until the next ranking video, thank you so much for being you. Hitomi powering up!